Yuma, which means hello in Ngunnawal. For those of you that don't know me, I am Caroline Hughes, Director of CIT's Urana Centre, the Centre of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Excellence at Canberra Institute of Technology. I am also one of many Ngunnawal elders that have the cultural privilege and right to provide welcome to country on behalf of our Ngunnawal community. Before I go further, I would like to acknowledge other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people that may be watching this film. And I also pay respect to your elders, both past and present, and emerging leaders. I also acknowledge you, our many non-Indigenous friends that are also watching this film. And I pay respect to you and your ancestors. Providing welcome to country is an important tradition that all Australians should participate in. So in the words of my ancestors, Yuma Yumalandi, Nanayirabi Krulili Manangai, which means hello and welcome to Ngunnawal country. Or in other words, you may leave your footprints on our land. Thank you.
Previously on Pressure Cooker, our two teams and their captains, Brad and Yvonne, went head-to-head in a battle to cook the best truffle-infused breakfast. After a tense reflection from the judges, Brad and his team were triumphant, but only by half a point. Will Brad be able to hold on to his achievement from last week? Or will Yvonne be able to fight back? Stay tuned to find out. You're watching Pressure Cooker. Welcome back to Pressure Cooker. Last episode we saw Brad's team narrowly edge out Yvonne by half a point, the narrowest of margins. But as Yvonne knows, it's not about how you fall off, it's how you get back up, dust yourself off and get right on with cooking that horse. Brad.
How are you, Chris?
Good, welcome back.
Thank you.
You're not resting on your laurels, are you?
No, not at all.
Back for more victory?
Oh, let's see what happens today.
What's the strategy?
Again, just commitment, teamwork, and we'll see what happens.
Commitment, teamwork, and see what happens. Well, it's not just up to you, unfortunately. Yvonne, welcome back, challenging Brad again. You must have been heartbroken after last episode.
It was disappointing to lose, but that's all right. Back again, beating this week.
How are you going to get that extra point?
I'll just be better.
Just be better. It's that simple. Wars aren't won in the strategy room alone. It's about boots on the ground. To that end, let's meet our student chefs. Team Yvonne, you must have been very disappointed after last episode.
A bit disappointed, yeah.
It was very close. How are you going to get the edge today?
Doing better?
Do better.
Do better, right. It's the mantra. It's up on the board, do better. It's in your head every night. Team Brad, do the same. Is that your mantra?
Yeah, do the same.
Do the
Teamwork,
same.
communication, yeah.
Yeah, and find out the weakness that we had before and just get it through.
Yes, find the weakness, get it through. Crush them from memory, that was your interest? Yeah, right. Well, the words are certainly heating up here in the studio, but let's go to where the heat really counts, the kitchen. Off with you and good luck. It's time for us to meet our expert panel. Let's meet this week's industry chef, Jonan McDonald.
My name is Jonan McDonald. I'm the executive chef of Akiba, Kokomo's and Sage in Canberra. So Akiba is modern Asian cuisine. It's not specifically Japanese or one type of cuisine. It's what I like about Asian food and my interpretation of modern Asian dishes. I always knew I wanted to be a chef. My sister found a school book from when I was like 5 years old, asking what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I'd written chef, and so yeah, I just must have known all my life. I moved over to Australia by myself when I was 15 and moved to Sydney and just started my apprenticeship within 2 days of arriving. Learning every day, like just being exposed to a world that I'd never seen before. It was amazing. I moved to Canberra 4 years ago to open Akiba. The experience is absolutely amazing. Got to design the kitchen, design the plates with a potter, work with hospitality professionals, and just really get an opportunity to do my own food. I haven't done judging or anything like that before, so it was interesting. Good insight into, I guess, what the young people are getting to learn these days, and see what they're producing. The potential is huge. You can go all around the world in this industry. If you've got the right attitude, then you can go places, you can do anything.
let's catch up with our team captains as they head to the Capital Region Farmers Market, where they choose the ingredient they're going to cook with, without knowing what the theme is. Here, our captains choose their key ingredient, as well as any other ingredients they want to cook with. And of course, we give thanks to all our sponsors at the market who make it possible for CIT student chefs to pull together amazing dishes and also make pressure cooker possible. And it looks like they've settled on ricotta cheese, a good choice, and we thank Tilba Real Dairy for providing this week's key ingredient. We all look forward to seeing how they incorporate it into their dishes this week. Now that our team captains have found the ingredient for this week, let's see what the theme is. And the theme for this week is vegetarian. And now, let's check in with our contestants.
Alright guys, we've got the ricotta, so we're going to make some tortellinis. You know what shape to make? Like Medusa's belly button. That's the shape, Medusa's belly button. So we'll put a bit of lemon, a bit of nutmeg, maybe a little bit of marjoram in the mix, and some parmesan just to add a little bit of flavour, okay? And then with the other things, we've got some dates here, so we're going to make some raw food. We'll make some pastry, some dates and some nuts. And then into the little rings we've got, where did they go? Little rings, we'll swish that in, flavour it with a bit of cocoa powder, and then we'll make like a curd with the avocados, lemon and lime. Yeah, some strawberries. And then the last thing, we'll make some pastillas. So eggplant, chickpeas into little Moroccan pies. So it's a little bit sweet and savoury. It's got crunchy nuts on top. And then cinnamon, ice and sugar, and we'll finish it with a parsley salad. Sweet on top? Yeah, sour, well, yeah. And then the pomegranate molasses is sweet and sour. And again, we'll put a little vanilla ricotta in the salad, a little parsley salad. All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
Absolutely. Let's do this.
Cool.
So guys, secret ingredient today, ricotta.
Good.
What are we going to do? I'm thinking gnocchi.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin
Beautiful.
ricotta, yeah.
Deep fried kale.
Yeah.
Mix together. Put it all together.
Nice.
Shaved parmesan. Sage butter.
Some cream for sauce to
Just a
make
little
it
bit of
saucy.
cream, a little bit
Yeah.
of sauce, cream. Yeah, beautiful.
Nice.
Also too, when I was at the markets on Saturday, alpine nuts. Beautiful
yes.
walnuts. So we're going to do a vegan dish, a raw dish. Yeah? A vegan sausage made out of walnuts.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
So we'll make it set in the fridge for a while, then
Set
serve.
it,
Nice.
cut it, serve with a little bit of lettuce, some apple, combination of things, really nice flavour. And then, also too, again, and some mushrooms, something a little bit vegetarian, we'll do
Kind of
kebab, a little bit of kebab.
Oh,
kind of
nice.
skewers.
Yeah.
Skewers.
With the satay sauce.
Why not? Soy
Yeah, so
sauce,
it tastes really nice, and then we can use tempeh or
small
tofu.
salad, bit of rice.
Right?
Yeah,
Give some salad on the side.
Yeah.
yeah, salad. How about that?
Nice.
Beautiful.
Sounds
All right,
amazing.
let's go.
Let's get this
Let's go.
done.
Let's
Get
cook.
it.
Okay.
Ricotta is absolutely a magnificent product. It's very mild in flavour, so you can add anything to it, make it a sweet, make it a savoury. It could be a binding agent and just really add a lot of flavour to all your dishes, even though it doesn't have a lot of flavour itself.
From where I come from, ricotta is one of the main ingredients. There is a lot of dishes that we can make from ricotta.
Last week we did pretty good. And yeah, there were some weaknesses that we had encountered on our last time. So today, all we are trying to do is to eliminate those weaknesses and give our best shot. It's not like it's your job or it's my job. We're just helping each other, trying to figure out what we're gonna do all together.
You cannot be like just like
Doing your
steering,
own
like
bit, yeah,
staying there
exactly.
steering. I don't know, something.
Exactly.
You just keep working, and if someone is close, hey, can you please help me and finish that?
On Yvonne's team, we have Claudio.
Hi, my name is Claudio. I'm 32 years old and I come from Italy. The most pleasant memory is the opportunity to grow personally, you know, be more independent. That's what this country offered me. So really great about it. My grandfather, from my mother's side, they were farmers, so we always grew everything in the house, like vegetables, even a little farm with animals. So I'm used to, since I was little, that we cook everything. So that's kind of my knowledge and my passion for cooking. Because I decided to start to travel, and I'm Italian, so for me it's a little bit easier to cook and do some kind of stuff because I grew in this kind of environment. With a qualification, it's easier to travel around the world, find a job. Just pressure cooker, different experience, something new, out of the routine, you know. I always like to do something new that stimulates myself and my passion. I like cooking. There was this opportunity, and I was like, why not? Instead of saying why.
We are now halfway through the cook. Let's see if our teams are keeping up with the pressure. Team Brad are tasting their first gnocchi, but it looks like they aren't happy with the first attempt.
The roasted pumpkin added more moisture, and I was so worried that the dough was going to taste a lot to flour, and I had to add more and more and more, and then I had to ask Brad, I think this is gonna taste to flour, like I'm just worried about this dough, and then I had to make 2 different doughs.
Let's hope they don't overwork it. Team Yvonne are making the cases for their tortellinis.
We didn't have enough time to rest the dough, so I had to change it and make it in another way.
Earlier, we interviewed this week's CIT judge, Ronnie Jordan, about her work.
So my name's Ronnie Jordan, and I'm a cultural and community arts teacher here at CIT Urana Centre at Reed. The reason why I got into teaching is I didn't really like school when I was younger, and I really love the way the community learning here is at CIT Urana Centre. The most important thing for me while I'm teaching is watching the students grow and passing on that knowledge that I've shown them.
Ronnie is also a proficient trainer of traditional weaving techniques.
How I became involved in weaving was I was a cultural ranger at ACT Parks and went on a women's business trip, learned all off the elders and aunties out there, and I picked the skill up real quickly. Different techniques I use in basket weaving are coil weaving and twining is my main one. So in the practice now of learning how to do fishnets, so I can share and pass that knowledge on. I felt very nervous about being a judge on pressure cooker because I didn't know what to expect and what was going to come out in front of me, I guess, because I don't like all foods, but I like most foods. The thing I was looking forward to most was what the students were going to bring to the plate in flavour presentation, as I love watching cooking shows.
45 minutes in, time is starting to run out. Let's check in with our team. Team Brad are working on their vegetarian sausages. Hopefully they can get everything ready in time. Team Yvonne are now finishing up their tortellinis.
I think our approach was very minimal today. Speak less, do more.
And rounding off this week's contestants, Narayan.
My name is Narayan Adhikari, so I go by Narayan also. Currently I'm working in Hyatt Hotel Canberra. It's been like more than 1.5 years. And I'm studying in CIT, doing Commercial Cookery Certificate 3. I'm from Nepal. I moved to Australia like 2.5 years before. I lived in Melbourne for a while, then I moved to Canberra. My wife, she was working in Hyatt at that time. She was working in housekeeping department. Then she said, oh, we have got an opening in the restaurant, so do you want to come and apply? And I said, okay. I started as a stewarding first, and then in a month I entered the kitchen, and now I'm recently the second in charge of the whole event kitchen.
We did a couple of shifts to help event chefs, and at that time we saw he has a lot of potential. And then we speak to him about really wants to take this career as a chef. He needs to do his qualification. And I think that's where we suggested him to approach the CIT and find out what courses he can do.
When I was young, from those days, I had a really great passion for cooking, but I never thought that someday at some point I'll be using it as a profession. So when I came here, I got chance to work in a kitchen, and like my passion, it became more strong, and I enjoy all those aroma that comes when you are cooking. To see people being happy after eating your meal, that's all keeps you happy. I want to open my own restaurant at some point, but I want to learn a lot of things before doing something by myself.
The teams are close to the finish line with only minutes left. They need to get their dishes on the plate before time runs out. Yvonne's tortellinis are ready to go, with Brad just behind plating up his skewers.
You know, we got there in the end and put up our dishes, and you know, we were proud of what we put up.
We put our heart into it. We did what we came here to do.
Next up, Team Yvonne are putting the finishing touches on their walnut rings, and Brad is wrapping up his vegan sausages in lettuce. The final dish now. Will Team Brad's pumpkin gnocchi be enough to maintain his lead? Or will Team Yvonne bring it back with her eggplant pastries? And their time is up. Well, time is up for us, and the cooking, hopefully, is done. Let's see how the teams went and get the judging underway. First team up for judgment is Team Yvonne. With their first dish, the judges overall enjoyed the taste and smell, but needed more pesto.
I think for a first dish it's pretty tasty.
And now on to Team Brad with their first dish coming in strong. With a good balance of flavours, the scores are neck and neck. For Team Yvonne's second dish, confusion was up in the air. How will this affect their final score? On to Team Brad's second dish. Uh-oh, the judges are confused and unsure.
It's pretty dry.
And for Yvonne's last dish, with everything working well together and a nice balance of spices, Team Yvonne have regained some points after the last meal.
That's 10 times better than what we've just...
And the final dish of the episode is Team Brad's pumpkin gnocchi. After some disappointment with the crisps not having enough crunch, will the gnocchi be enough to save Brad? Let's find out. Well, there are certainly perks to being a judge, getting to eat all that food, but critically, what did they think? How did our contestants go?
Well, I think overall they did all right. There was a few things that they possibly could have improved on, but yeah. I think we all agree that there was clearly a dish that stood out.
Yeah, there was definitely a standout dish. There's highs and lows to both teams there.
Ronnie, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree. One standout dish, and some of the dishes we got a bit confused with too, so what was in them and what they're supposed to taste like.
Interesting. Well, it's intense in here at the moment. Let's bring in the chefs. All right, Dave, moment of truth. How did they go?
So, moment of truth. Overall, again, we said there was a clear winner of a dish. The winners today, with a score of 65.5, was Yvonne.
Congratulations, Team Yvonne. And what was Brad's score?
And Brad, we scored you 55.
55 to 65. Another very competitive round, but Yvonne coming out clear in the end. Congratulations to all of our chefs. We'll be back here next week with another episode, and we're 1-1 for those playing along at home. So there's everything to play for with 2 episodes to come. Thanks for watching Pressure Cooker.